Lesson 5, Command Lines. We're going to start with the Backup Archive command line. To start your command line, you'll type DSMC at the command line or prompt in the Backup Archive client directory. We're showing here the default directory paths. Now this would be different if you set it when you did your installation to a different location. But by default for Windows, it's C Program Files, Tivoli TSM BA Client. AIX and Linux and other Unix differ slightly. For AIX, you're going to start with /user under root. So it'd be /user Tivoli TSM Client BA in either bin or bin64. Linux and other Unix, you're going to start with /opt. So the directory would be /opt Tivoli TSM Client BA in either bin or bin64. With Windows, you can also start the Backup Archive client from Start All Programs. The administrative command line, remember this is a client. The command line is actually a client, therefore it's going to start from your Backup Archive client window. Same as your Backup Archive client command line, the administrative command line starts in the same location. But here you're going to type DSM ADMC. This will launch your administrative command line. You may wonder why DSM or DSMC, DSM ADMC. Here's why. Before Tivoli Storage Manager was known as Tivoli Storage Manager, it was IBM's AdStar Distributed Storage Manager, or ADSM. Originally, back in 1988, it was known as Workstation Data Save Facility. I'm glad they've changed it. This is the command syntax. From your administrative command line, you can type help, space, and the name of a command and get this output. In this case, we've asked for what is the command for define volume. This would be a storage pool volume. So this example is not to show you how to define a volume, but rather how to read the syntax. Anything on the line is required. Capital letters represent the shortcut. So if we were going to define a storage pool volume, the minimum we would type would be DEF space V space the name of the storage pool you're defining the volume for space the volume name. Then we have our options. Anything above the line is the default. Anything below the line are the other values. So if we're creating a volume that we want to be read-write, we do not need to put in access equals read-write. That's the default. Our format size in megabytes is also an optional parameter. By default, you're creating one volume at a time. Other options, multiple numbers of volumes. So this is what it looks like when you use the help command from the administrative command line. You can also go to the administrator's reference guide that will show you the similar command syntax with a description of all of the parameters and even some suggested uses. If you're in the Administration Center and you'd like to use a command line, you don't have to leave the Administration Center. You can actually launch a command line from the Admin Center pretty much in any select action table. Now you might want to do this if you're already in the Admin Center, you need a command line, but for initiating the command line, it's easier to go to your Backup Archive directory and type DSM ADMC. This is what your command results look like in the Administration Center. So if you're doing a query, you have the ability to change the look from a table, which is kind of what we would get if we were to do just a basic query node, or you can provide a list. Say, show me a list. You're going to get results that would be the format equals detail. And now for some bonus slides I just put together about the Tivoli Storage Manager Operations Center. Look for your Operations Center to be released the summer of 2013. The Operations Center will give you a console that lets you manage your TSM environment. You'll notice on this one console, you can work with both the client side and the server side. This is an ideal place for first thing in the morning, for example, to check the status of your backups. When you go to the YouTube page, there'll be a link in the notes under the video. The link takes you to this page, the Developer Works page and the community for the Tivoli Storage Operations Center. You can join the community and get the latest updates.